Hello Leo and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your weekly reading and the image I get of you is it's kind of funny. It's like you completely losing your mind or losing your head with something, but in a way that you're just going, and then suddenly it's like, boom, you go straight forward again. Or over somebody. It actually feels like a good release. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like there's any anger. It feels like there's joy, but there's just this moment of needing to release something from inside of your head in order to move forward. And suddenly then you're off like you're sprinting this race. You're off like a rocket. So, yeah. I feel like it may be that you're even thinking about somebody. Maybe it's just one of those moments like in the movies where suddenly they have this realization and they go running to the person's door to tell them they love them. It kind of had this, it doesn't have to be exactly that, but it's like it had something that really motivated you. You lost your mind and then realized something, and then it's like, boom, okay, I'm going to kind of do what it is that I know I need to do now. So we have, Ace of Shells, happiness and abundance has come out for you. Look at this, Leo. What a beautiful energy to start the week. Look at that lovely turtle just swimming there in the waters, feeling pretty happy, being at home in the ocean, a place where it feels really safe, the warmth. And this is the equivalent of the Ace of Cups. It's the equivalent of something very beautiful, birthing a new cycle and feeling very differently. So we have happiness and abundance, which is really beautiful. And this one also came out as well. And this makes a lot of sense with what we were just talking about. The Ten of Feathers, recovery and transformation. This is the equivalent of the Ten of Swords, and we can see that snake-like energy. It's like shedding a skin and releasing an old version of you or an old belief system, something you believed to be true or something that you were really stuck inside your mind, or there was something negative cycle inside of your mind. It's like it's that moment where you went, and you just let it all go, and then it's like, boom. The 10 is an ending. A no, a shutting the door, this isn't happening anymore. The Ace is like, I'm stepping into happiness, right? And so I've released whatever it was that was stopping me at this moment in time. So I love it, Leo. It's a good energy. It's a really very definite ending, a very definite new beginning. And it feels good to say no. It feels good to definitely shut that door, whatever that is, or release whatever needed to be released. So let's see what else is coming out for you, Leo. Extra messages for Leo. Okay, we have Cup 5, Pluto, Scorpio. Interesting. The Fool, this is stepping into something new. And One Prince, Sagittarius, Chariot. Woohoo, this is you often racing like the Sagittarius energy. It's the fire energy. But with the Sagittarius energy, it's more like off on the next big adventure. I've got the spark and off I go. Like it's just like I'm not even waiting around anymore. This is it. I'm going. And so there's a real sense of freedom to be able to do this with Sagittarius energy. It's like, boom, I know the truth. Now I'm heading straight towards what it is. So it feels really great. We've got Jupiter and the North Node in there as well, which would suggest that there's something that very fated is expanding in your life at this moment in time, potentially. And with the Fool, this is Aquarius, Air, Uranus and Scorpio. Bit of Scorpio around as well, but a lot of fire and air, which is kind of that we're off and racing. But the Fool represents something new, a new beginning, activated change, shift, I'm off. Okay, so the Wand Prince can represent a really positive shift. Moving into something. So it's kind of like if you've been troubled by something or feeling really stuck with something, in particular in the element of air inside your head. And we've got Uranus here in Aquarius. This is kind of like an electrical volt just goes zzz, and you're just like, it's like we're off. It's like they're showing me the Dodgem cars. You know how they run, like they've got some sort of weird electrical connection with the wire on the top. And it's like if that connection gets loose or that connection's not there, the electricity isn't there, then they don't move, they don't go. And there's something about this electric connection that's coming through here, whether it is quite literally an electric connection with somebody else or there's some sort of electrical change inside your brain, which is really interesting, just an electrical current that's going through. So we've got Cup 5, Pluto, Scorpio, and this is where you've released something that's been making you really unhappy or sad, or it's just felt like there was a loss, maybe something from the past that made you really sad. The Pluto energy is, firstly, the Scorpio energy is saying this is something emotionally that you've held on to that potentially has not been having the best effect on you. So these could have been stored emotions around something somebody did or said that really hurt you, or just, it can actually, doesn't have to be somebody hurting you is what I'm being shown as. It can be like moving on from things, the past, I miss that person, or somebody has passed quite literally. So the Pluto energy is kind of transforming this. It's creating the opportunity to transform anyway. So it's saying you're a totally different person now, very different circumstances, and there's an opportunity to kind of be able to see this for what it is, which is what that Ten of Feathers transformation. And this doesn't mean it has to have been a bad thing. It could have been actually something really good, just as I said, that devil came out. But I'm like, okay, maybe it was for some of you something that you've got really stuck on, or someone that you got really stuck on, or something that occurred that really stuck and stayed with you to the point that it was almost like a toxic energy. But interestingly, like the devil has been coming out a little bit with a bit more of a positive energy as well, because it is a Capricorn energy of ambition, self-empowerment and ambition, facing the shadow side of yourself, realizing you believed all those things or you've held on to stuff and going, okay, releasing that now. You're often racing with this new ambition that something new you want to create and build and experience. Here it is, the Four of Wands. This is the 1111. Soul mastery, mastery in partnerships, mastery in what it is that you want in this lifetime. So, yeah, interesting. This could actually have been something or someone, an energy that was very stuck around the home as well. So it could be that you've just, it could be something big, like something huge that came in, or it could be something as small as like, I need to get a new appliance and just going to fix it. So it's whatever it is, you're going to fix a problem here. The Ten of Pentacles, look at this stability and security coming in. Wow. And legacy, the Page of Pentacles. Gosh. Okay. These pages are bringing this lovely, fresh, new energy and lots of messages, especially with the fire and the earth around your career or work or something that's really inspiring you, which is really nice. And we've got the Two of Swords, so you're kind of still a little bit hesitant about it, and the Eight of Swords. So there's potentially limitations around it or limited forms of thinking around at this moment in time that you're still kind of working through. But there's something big and solid that you want to bring in here with the Ten of Pentacles. This can represent a legacy. It can represent something that you want to bring in for your family and for your home if you have that. It can actually just be something you want to bring in that's something for your own security and harmony and balance. So there's, it's something big that you're wanting to bring in here, and it's like, whoa, it feels really good. But then there's these things like the Devil and the Two of Swords here. Both the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords, if I hold them up, I won't put the Devil with them because I can't do both, but both of them have got blindfolds on. They're the only cards in the deck that have the blindfolds on, which means there's something that you're not seeing or either don't want to see, or you're surrounded by other people who are hesitant and dealing with limited forms of thinking. But I do feel like there's a really fantastic opportunity to develop and start something new. There may be a little bit of fear around it. But I feel like this feels like, something solid and good that you could really work on. It starts off pretty small, but you want to work and develop it. And so perhaps this is, maybe it's like, something new that you're putting out there, or a new approach to something in your work or career or any aspect of your life, really. And it feels a little bit like I haven't done this before, but I know I want to do this. I'm getting the messages as this is something I could be doing further down the track, but I feel a little bit out of my league with it or something, or not confident with it. So this is where it's kind of like, don't let those energies hold you back. But yeah, the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords, it feels very Saturnian with the Devil energy, like Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn's in Aquarius, our opposite sign, Leo. And so that is going retrograde and going back over some old stuff and saying, do you really need this in your life anymore? Is it time to let go of this? It's like kind of going through the cupboard and going, hey, you don't need this anymore. And how can you set up some set up some new structures or some new boundaries or that might be better for you. And because it's kind of in your opposite sign, for some of you, it will be opposing your sun, especially if you were born the last 2 weeks of Leo season. Those in the first week, you've probably already been through all of this. Luckily, you'll be spared some of the worst of it, which is good. But what it does, it just feels like it really takes the shine off Leo a little bit. Like it's like you're not quite shining how you want to have. You're not feeling quite as Leo as you want to. It kind of, it's like Leo's all about having a lot of fun and playing, and then the Saturn energy is like the adult that comes in and says, oh, don't be silly, somebody's got to lose an eye. It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye, and everybody's like, the kids are all suddenly like heads down, looking very serious. Oh, we don't want to lose an eye. And it's like a real killjoy kind of buzzkill energy. And that's kind of a little bit what Saturn's like for the Leos, I think, in that it's a little bit like, feeling quite restricted in terms of where I'm wanting to head with something at this moment in time. And it's going to be different for all of you because for a lot of you, you're possibly going to be experiencing this in your relationship sector, but this could equally just be something to do with your work and your health as well. So let's see. We've got the gazelle, which is very much an energy of the sun is setting on a situation. It's like the gazelle has nothing to fear, and that's why the universe is kind of saying, even though it feels like there's the serious adult around going, you have to do this properly and don't be too silly with something, it's kind of like the Saturnian energy says you can go for something and be really ambitious if you kind of do it the way that Saturn is wanting you to do it, which is to bring in the right structures to make this the success that it needs to be. And the devil can represent fear. The devil is like a big, scary kind of guy coming in, and the gazelle is having a rest. There's no predators around at this moment. The sun is setting on a situation. There's nothing to worry. Something has ending, and this is possibly like a habitual fear that's come in. But there's a positive shift and change, and sometimes it takes a while for the habits to kind of catch up that you don't need to worry about something or be scared about something anymore. So the gazelle energy is like, don't worry, go for something, don't be scared. And that is the energy, because this is something quite big that's coming through here, something quite solid. So whenever you are wanting to make these big changes in your life or to step into something big, it's natural for these little fears to come up. But the gazelle, it's having a nice little rest, the sun's setting, it's just enjoying itself and going, there's nothing to worry about right at this minute in time. It's all good, even though it might. And the only thing that's kind of that is stopping me, because I'm kind of don't want to see. I'm scared I'm going to look out and see this guy, the devil. But it's kind of like he's lurking there inside your mind, out fear of something that is potentially not going to happen at this moment in time, with the gazelle saying there's nothing to fear and to go for it. So it's a really positive energy because you're moving into this Ace of Shells, which is happiness and abundance. A new cycle of that is starting where you're wanting to bring this in and you're feeling very differently. You're starting new exciting things. It all feels very exciting. There's opportunities for transformation and change. And it feels, I feel like it feels really positive, Leo. So that is the energy for the week. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment, and take care.